Hello everybody, I want to talk about 7-segment displays. And so one thing you can do is down below in the links or on our Google Classroom, you can go ahead and open up this assignment and follow along, and you'll get some answers instead of trying to remember them. And then if you want to use your notebook and jot some things down for your notes, that's also a good idea. First of all, 7-segment displays are like everywhere. They're to display lots of numbers on our alarm clocks, our retro lights, and many appliances. So you'll hear me call them SSDs, or you'll see them called SSDs right here for 7-segment displays. It's because there are 7 different LEDs all over this display, and we don't number them, but we do call them. A is the top one, B, C, D, E, F, G is that middle one. If all of them are lit up, then you have the 8, and then sometimes, like you can see in this bottom corner right here where it says DP for decimal points. So there's 2 types. There's a common cathode and a common anode, and I'll explain that here in just a little bit. And then when you want to light them up, you would wire them. So the A goes here, B is here, C, D down here is for power if you're using common anode, and then common cathode, you would put your ground right here. Here is a whole bunch of numbers that can be displayed with a 7-segment display, and then also a whole bunch of letters that can be displayed. You'll notice that some letters are not included. You'll notice that capitalization or lowercase letters do apply. Sometimes you can't do both. You'll see this on vending machines, such as cold soda, with the COL being capitalized. Since we have cathode and anode right here, the cathode is the negative, the anode is the positive part of this. When you are using an anode, we'll talk about that first, you can see a little circuit here with a resistor, and then if you are going to power this, you can see 5 volts here and 5 volts there with the switch is on. The LED will be will be off, versus going down here where you have a current going from ground to power, and the LED, or in our case the anode, would be on, or the LED would be on using the anode. And then here's a common anode. A lot of times when you do this, there'll be a CA in this top corner of the display, so you can tell which one's the common anode, and here it is right here. This is a common anode. Let's look at this right now. So you can see that 0 volts right here, or the ground, is going to B, C, and then F and G. What letter do you, what number do you think is going to display here? If you guess that, you are correct. And here's the common cathode. Common cathode is this top circuit with the LED is on. You've got the power going through here and down. We have an example of a resistor, but in both cases are 220. Here is the common cathode display, and here's where you'll find it on like Multisim. So if you can look really closely right there, it says CK, and that's how you can tell it's common cathode, even though I know cathode starts with a C. So let's look at this one right here, and we'll notice that the 5 volts goes to A, B, D, E, and G down here. Here's the 5 volts going down. So what number is going to be displayed in this case? If you guess that number, you are correct. So resistors are very important when it comes to this, and when it comes to any LEDs, because if your resistor is too large, then the current will be too small on the LED and it won't be visible. But then if you don't use a resistor, or the resistor is too small, it could pop the LED, or it could very much damage it and not work. We don't want that. So we want to make sure we're using the right resistors. So with Ohm's law, we can figure out that if we put 3.5 volts up here over the I, and we divide that by 15 milliamps, we'll be close to, or we'll be at 233 ohms. The best resistor to use in a lot of cases is 220 ohm resistor or 330 ohm resistor. We have enough of either of those. So we've gone through all of the notes sections of this, and now it's time to answer the questions on Multisim. And you can do this one of a few ways. First of all, you can look at this assignment right here. I am also going to share this with you. It's a little bit different, and I'll be honest, what we are doing here is a little bit less than the assignment that Project Lead the Way asked us to do. A lot of it is repeated. So on my assignment here, I'm going to do question 1 with you, and you can draw this on your Multisim, or you can follow along with the video, or you can click this link right here and download the Multisim. We're going to go through and which LEDs need to be on to display a 0. So let's go to Multisim, and I'm going to press play. And so I have these all shortcutted as A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. If I want to display a 1, I need A off, I need B on, C on, E, F. Oops. So I need B and C on. All right. If I want to display a 2, then I need, all right, you can see I have A, B, D, E, and G on, and you kind of you get the idea, right? So you can go through all of these and switch them on. Again, the light switches is A, B, C is here. So here is 3, A, B, C, D, E is off, F is off, and G is on. What happens when we turn them all on? Then we get an 8. Okay, now let's talk about wiring some letters on here. A little bit ago we said that only certain letters would show up, so here is an R. So an R would be an E and a G. Let's go ahead and do an I. Now I want to point out an I is different than a 1. A 1 is on that right side, and an I is on the left side there. So we would use an E and an F. Okay, let's make it an L. Capital L. Okay, and I'd like you to spell out Riley. So which other segments need to be on? We've done R, we've done I, we've done L. Go ahead and do E and a Y. All right, let's look at number 2. This one, now you can see we've thrown some logic in it. We've got 2 switches here. We're going to see what letters display, and then for our question down here is what word displays when you or the video cycle through the switches in binary. So switching over here, here's number 2, and I'm playing this. So this is switch 1 and this is switch 2. So when we're at 0, 0, it's H. When I put the first switch on, this letter pops up. When I count to 2, this letter pops up. And then finally, when I go to 3, this letter pops up. So, of course, when everything is on, that's another word for that. Let's move on to number 3. So number 3 is similar, but instead of using the logic that we just did above, we're bringing in a driver here that will take 4 switches, and it will output wires or output 8 outputs for our 8 plugins here. And right now everything is turned off, and we are going to count from 0 to 9. So here's 0, and if I plug this in, what number displays here? And if I turn binary 2 on, what number? If I turn binary 3 on, what number? And you can see we have 0, 0, 1, 1. All right, let's turn 0, 1, 0, 0. So in binary, that is 4. What number displays right here in our 7-segment display? Here's binary 5, 0, 1, 0, 1. This number displays here. There's binary 6. Here's binary 7, 0, 1, 1, 1. Here is binary 8 and 9. Now, we can't display 10 on this, so let me show you what happens when you do 10. It's like a lowercase c, maybe? Here's 11. There's 12, 13, 14, and then 15. So you can see it doesn't really do letters all that well. Okay, this is a common cathode right here. If we would change this driver from a 74LS47N, we would have to change this to a common anode. We would have to change this ground to power, and we would have a similar output. Okay? Now we're to the final question, which is the conclusion question.